right around the proverbial corner is going to be the Raw Smackdown brand split. There's going to be drafting or something of that nature going on, and things are going to get shaken up. But that wasn't today.
No.
Today was just a regular, ordinary Smackdown that was pre-recorded on Tuesday, played on Thursday.
It was.
So, for those of you who didn't watch the B show with the piped-in audience, here's what happened.
That's one of the things I'm most looking forward to live SmackDown is no more piped-in audio.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be good.
It's
Get real reactions.
It's going to be quiet.
All right, so we had
SmackDown.
Becky Lynch defeat Charlotte. We had the Dudleys defeat the Golden Truth. We had Dean Ambrose and Sami Zayn defeat Alberto Del Rio and Kevin Owens. We had Rusev defeat Jack Swagger, and we had AJ Styles defeat Kofi Kingston. So we open up with the New Day addressing what the club did on Raw to them.
What assholes?
They stopped Stephanie from twerking. And
Bald
and they
assholes.
beat the crap out of them. And
What club is it?
They asked
It's
them.
obviously not the hair club for men.
No. They weren't an anti-car theft device.
No, that's a different club.
No. So yeah, this cat is.
They're the wearing long, flowy PVC jacket. Club Yum.
Club Yum?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
It's pretty sure you just did.
It's on camera.
You just did.
Let's cut to a clip.
Flowy PVC jacket.
Club
Yum. You like their PVC coats?
I think you do.
Eh,
Is that a
alright.
fetish of yours?
Yeah, alright.
PVC?
No, they make good clam guns. You haven't been clamming.
No.
I haven't been clamming in like a decade.
Anyway, off topic. This all boils down. We get the New Day poking fun at
Boiling clams. You can do that to clams.
Gallows and Anderson, and then they say, well, without AJ Styles, here comes AJ Styles. And then AJ and
as if it was predetermined or something that AJ Styles would appear right then and there.
Then AJ and Kofi start going at each other specifically.
Yeah.
Because this whole thing I'm hyping up, I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to get the club versus the New Day, 6-man tag team match. Awesome. The challenge is set. Kofi says, I'll bring my boys, you bring your boys, and we'll throw down in the main event. And I was like, awesome, cool. We came back from commercial. We find out it's just AJ versus Kofi.
1-on-1. Not that that's going to be a bad match, but we're still waiting for an actual pre-put-together 3-person unit trying to fight the New Day.
I feel like it's gonna have the same type of feel that Shield versus Wyatt's did a few years ago.
Yeah,
So you've got a lot of eyes. You have a lot of attention on these two teams specifically.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time that the New Day's fought a cohesive 3-person unit.
True.
Because they fought League of Nations and they fought the Social Outcasts.
Yeah.
But this is the first 3-person group that wasn't a throw-together group by WWE.
Yeah, no,
these guys are an actual stable who've been partnered for the better part of the last 5 years.
Yeah, they've actually been together longer than the New Day have.
Yeah.
So they've got a little bit of longevity on their side. But our first match we have, this is one of the matches that was announced for SmackDown from Monday night. We have Becky Lynch taking on Charlotte. Charlotte has Dana Brooke in her corner. A good short match between the two ladies.
They have good chemistry, so it definitely didn't let down.
Yeah, no, we've seen them on NXT. We saw them at WrestleMania. They've done this a few times. They know what they're doing, and it was a good short match with a good ending that leads into more. We had Charlotte tries to go for the figure 4. Becky's able to turn it into the disarmer, and then while the ref is checking to see if Charlotte's going to tap out, Dana Brooke gets in and grabs Charlotte's leg and actually pulls her out of the hold. This causes disqualification, so Becky Lynch picks up the win, and Charlotte and Dana are like, okay.
Charlotte, my favorite part is like after the DQ, Charlotte is still down, like in the middle of the ring, and Dana like gets in and like tries to reach Charlotte to pull her out of the ring, and like Dana's not very tall.
No.
So she has to like crawl to the middle of the ring and grab Charlotte's foot, and then tries to like backwards squirm her way out of the ring. Like she should have just gone around to the side. Like Charlotte was close to the ropes on the hard camera side.
Could have just like
she could have just ran over there and pulled her out, but she had to do this super really long awkward backward shuffle out.
It's probably because
to the point where like Charlotte even like was like stop and like turned and like scooted herself out.
It was probably because the way they were going was towards the ramp. They'd be backing their way towards the ramp to get away from Becky Lynch. They'd be stopped by Natalya. They both get tossed into the ring. They're about to both be put in dueling submissions, but they're able to escape and run away through the crowd again. This is the second time these ladies like using the crowd as their escape route.
Let's keep it going.
All right. We had an interview with Sami Zayn and Dean Ambrose talking about they're going to be facing Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio.
There's a border snafu because Dean Ambrose was using
that was so funny.
nunchucks.
Yeah, Ambrose
had nunchucks in his bag.
Ambrose has issues with Canadians. If you saw the backstage interview or the backstage segment on Raw, he's like, yeah, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, you can't trust them. It was that Border Patrol guy, and Sammy's like, well, you shouldn't have brought the nunchucks. And they don't want that coming across the border. And so this ends up getting interrupted by Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio. Shots fired, blah, 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 heading into that tag
I felt
team
they were
match.
kind of lackluster shots considering they were coming from Alberto Del Rio and Kevin Owens. Two guys who were like super notorious for talking shit. And they were both just kind of like...
Kevin Owens, though...
They seemed like they were just kind of like phoning their lines in.
They did. Like, Kevin Owens is like, you know what I really hate the most about Sami Zayn? Well, there's a lot, actually. There's a stupid jacket, stupid hat, his face. But then, before him and Del Rio leave, like, Sami and Dean say something, and they're standing there, like, waiting for, like, that final comeback from the heels, and Kevin Owens just looks at Renee and goes, I hate your necklace. And he walks away.
Apparently Kevin Owens also doesn't like Canadians.
Yeah. But before that tag team match, we had the Dudleys take on the Golden Truth with Fabrice out in the VIP section again.
Yeah, the VIP section is
Tyler
back.
Breeze on a winning streak. Now, well, he lost on Monday, but...
I wish I could have heard what they were saying.
You want, like special commentary for
Yeah.
the VIP?
And they did, like, in-sync headsets. Like, boy band headsets that they would wear. Not, like, the big earmuff headsets.
So, okay, we need to get right to why we want this, because the match itself is good. You got four guys. Dudleys end up picking up the win because Fabrice starts taking selfies, and that distracts R-Truth. R-Truth ends up getting run into by Goldust. That knocks him out. Goldust gets the 3D, and the Dudleys pick up the win and walk away. But then Fabrice, oh my god, they start laughing again.
We've had a great promo.
Uh,
Like, I'm talking
Tyler Breeze,
Hall of Fame level. Like, this is on par with anything Triple H has ever done.
Tyler Breeze starts with the Golden State Warriors and the Golden Truth. You know, the only real difference is the Golden State Warriors are actually gonna win or something like that. And then Fandango takes over with, in the game of shooty hoops, 3 strikes and you're out.
Shooty hoops.
Why?
And then they come up with the tandem name that they're the most gorgeous and delicious tag team in WWE, so they're Gorgelicious.
Gorgelicious. Why do we like this tag team so much?
Again, it just goes back to the fact that they're Zoolander and Hansel.
Yeah. It's too good. It's too good.
They have a weird sexual chemistry, I think, too.
Oh, yeah.
They get really, really close sometimes when they're like looking at each other.
They're very comfortable in their sexuality.
That also like goes to, like towards one of their best poses though, because they do the one where like they'll like one of them will say something funny and then they'll like look at each other really close, but then they both turn at the same time, and look at whoever they're talking to.
They have that dual, like, that Zoolander...
Magnum Blue Steel.
Yeah, just immediately oh my god, it shouldn't be this good, but it is.
It is. Now you know how I felt about, like, when Bo Dallas got called up to the main roster.
It took me a while to warm up to Bo Dallas, but I'm cool with him now. We had Baron Corbin ask for an interview outside of the arena because he is refusing to grace the WWE Universe with his presence because they laughed at what happened on Raw when Dolph Ziggler used unfair. He
kicked him in the ding ding.
He referred to it as
pulverized the plums in his fruit basket.
No, that's what Baron Corbin did to Dolph Ziggler. He referred to it as like unfair tactics or something like that. And so he's refusing to go into the building until he gets a chance to go against Dolph Ziggler and end him. So we're either going to get a lot of Baron Corbin just hanging outside arenas. So if you're going to be at Raw or SmackDown, look for Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Because he'll be hanging
outside. If you're
a
fan
outside.
of Baron Corbin matches, be prepared to not be happy with what's going on TV.
Because you won't see him unless he's going against Dolph Ziggler, which... can we just end this now? Can we just... give Baron Corbin something else to do. Then we go into our hyped-up tag team match. Dean Ambrose and Sami Zayn taking on Alberto Del Rio and Kevin Owens. Building more of this animosity between Money in the Bank competitors, which was good.
They had good match.
Yeah, Owens...
They had good match.
That good grammar. Hooked on phonics done you good, huh?
It done good for me.
Yeah, Owens and Del Rio had pretty good chemistry for one of the first times like them specifically have teamed up together. Just the two of them. But Ambrose and Zayn got the babyface win. This was really good though. We had Owens holding Ambrose. Ambrose had been trying to make the tag to Zayn for the better part of half of this match.
Yeah. I like because like they got it to the point where they seemed so desperate to make the tag happen that Zayn actually did a full tope over the top rope.
Yeah.
To take Zayn and or not Zayn, but take Del Rio and Owens out.
And then actually threw Dean Ambrose back into the ring and then ran around to try and get the tag. But yeah, so Del Rio's got Ambrose in the corner. He's being held by Owens, and he goes for a step up and Zaguri, but Ambrose moves. Therefore, the kick hitting Owens in the head. Owens falls to the outside. Ambrose makes the tag, and while Del Rio is like looking through the ropes. It was a really awkward position, but he's like making sure that Owens is okay, and then he turns right around into a haluva kick. Sami Zayn picks up the win. And then Kevin Owens loses his mind, and he tells the commentators that he's going to show everybody, he's tired of partners letting him down, and he's going to show everybody what's really going to happen at Money in the Bank. And he goes...
Cesaro comes out.
Well, he goes over, and like, Zayn and Ambrose were like ready to fight, and he just turns around, pulls a ladder out from underneath the ring, gets it in the ring, and then before he's able to set it up and climb, Cesaro comes out, beats up Kevin Owens.
He hits that good springy European uppercut.
In his suit, which was really cool.
In the suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the tearaway one.
No, this was a legit suit. Like,
I think the only thing that could have topped that is if he was wearing the tearaway one, and after he hit off the second rope, in midair, whoosh, and then hit the uppercut.
That would have been great.
He's been practicing that.
So, yeah, looking spiffy as fuck, hitting his spinning European uppercut, climbs to the top, and he pulls off the Money in the Bank briefcase. This is the first.
So he wins, and they're not even having it at Money in the Bank.
It doesn't work that way. This is
saddest part was Jericho didn't even have a chance. He wasn't at SmackDown.
He was too busy inventing something.
Yeah. We also didn't have any kind of forward progression in whatever was happening between Big Show and Apollo Crews and Sheamus.
What?
You know, the thing that happened on Raw.
Oh, with the Warcraft poster?
Yeah. The thing that happened on Raw that didn't lead to anything on Raw also didn't lead to anything on SmackDown.
Good job utilizing those 3 hours you got there, WWE. We had Rusev take on Jack Swagger, one of Rusev's favorite opponents in the U.S. title run.
Yes.
Still a good match. This one had a different beginning, which was good. Kind of added to the match itself. That Rusev actually attacked Jack Swagger before the match even started, injuring his shoulder, therefore putting Jack Swagger a little behind the game throughout the rest of the match. So he was constantly trying to overcome the injury and got the ankle lock on a few times.
Yeah, that was the thing I liked, is right there at the beginning, because when the match started, the match didn't start until he threw Swagger back in the ring, and the referee had to be like, Swagger, are you sure you want to go with the match?
Yeah, Swagger said, yeah, go for it.
You're hurt. And right off the bat, he gets Rusev in the ankle lock.
Yeah, Rusev runs across the ring and goes for a kick, and Swagger's like, no, you're not getting this one.
JK Rusev.
Yeah, so he started wrenching on that, but he ended up getting it again a little later. But Swagger ultimately ends up in the Accolade. He almost powers out and then has a really sad moment where he sinks back down. And
he does
the saddest tap out of all time.
Just
Rusev picks up the win, but he doesn't let the Accolade go, and then Titus happens. Then we had life lessons with Coach Backlund, which can be summed up in walk briskly, you little bitch. That's essentially what this was. I don't know. Are they in the same place, or are they in different places?
It's hard to tell. This one makes it seem like they're in the same place because apparently Bob Backlund had Darren Young's car keys.
But why couldn't Darren Young just take his car keys away from Bob Backlund?
Because you don't disrespect your life coach like that.
Bob Backlund made him walk 8 hours to the next town they were going to be in.
Which means it's not that far of a town, to be completely honest.
No, if it takes you 8 hours to walk, it's only driving. It's got to be hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. So, but why take the guy's key? Why make him walk?
That's how you improve your endurance. That's how you improve your endurance.
Apparently, this is gonna make Darren Young great again.
It is. You watch it. World title run.
I'm waiting for it. Then we had our main event.
Straight up, Seth Rollins is going to take it off Roman, and that's the first feud. It's going to be
Darren Young versus Seth Rollins?
Yep.
I'd watch it. Then we had our main event, AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston. The New Day in Kofi's corner. The Club in Styles' corner.
Shocker.
Fantastic athletic match between these two. Since AJ started, he does his reverse DDT, where he moonsaults into the DDT and then hits it. Kofi's taken the best one by far.
Yeah.
When New Day were still heel. But yeah, it was interesting having them on opposite sides. Both of them know how to work a crowd regardless of what role. I really enjoy AJ as a heel though. I didn't realize
he's doing a really good job.
I didn't realize how much I was gonna like it after what happened on Monday. But based on the promo and then the way he wrestled in this match, I really appreciated it. So I'm looking forward to more heel AJ Styles. But the match itself, Kofi had a couple of botches. Other than that, it was a really fantastic match, which ended with just a fuck ton of chaos at ringside. Because Anderson goes over.
Metric or standard?
It was metric. There was
metric.
there was five guys involved in this chaos.
That's a lot.
That's
so.
If you don't count the commentators, or the referee, that's 5 out of the 6 guys that were involved in this match.
Yeah.
So, a metric fuck ton of chaos at the outside. Starts with Anderson goes over and shoves Woods into the steel stairs. Gallows tries to throw Big E into the barricade, but Big E switches it. So Gallows goes into the barricade. Anderson jumps off the stairs onto Big E. Big E catches him, hits him with a belly-to-belly onto the commentator's table.
That was the coolest part for me.
Yeah. He turns around and then gets a boot from Gallows, at which point Kofi dives onto Gallows. And then as Kofi is trying to get back into the ring, AJ hits the Pele kick picks him up, hits the Styles Clash, and AJ Styles picks up the win.
Yeah.
So a really good start to. I'm wondering what direction they're like. Are the New Day going to continue having issues with the club while John Cena's having issues with the club? And if that is the case, could we see Finn Balor actually come up and join the club as a 4-man stable facing John Cena and the New Day?
I think there's potential for it to happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I honestly think the AJ Styles John Cena thing is going to be fairly transitional.
Okay, and then
I don't think it's going to be a super long running feud.
Okay.
Which I think.
You don't think so?
I think it has the potential to be, just because of how big these guys are, like respectively, the best guy to come out of TNA since ever versus the guy who is WWE's poster child.
True.
But I feel like this was being done just so Cena comes back to do a big deal thing. And so I think this is going to be him doing a big deal thing. I can almost see it going maybe 2 months. But I see it being... I feel like it's... Cena and Styles are going to run only as long as it takes Rollins and Reigns to hash out their thing. And then maybe Cena will make the next challenge for the championship.
For me, I see... What I personally hope is that we don't get immediately John Cena versus AJ Styles. I'm hoping it's not like, oh, next week they're going to announce this match for Money in the Bank, because I feel like this match needs a much bigger stage, and I want them to try and hold out for SummerSlam.
That would be, I think, best case scenario.
That would be a fantastic... Like, if you continue the Rollins Reigns until SummerSlam and have their big final encounter for the championship, and then the co-main event is John Cena versus AJ Styles, that's a good way to book that pay-per-view, with it being your second biggest show of the year, technically, based on how you book it.
Yeah, that's just hoping that WWE doesn't try and, do the whole everyone has attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
And give them everything right away and move on to the next thing in like a week.
And it's hard to tell because, a month before SummerSlam we're getting the brand extension. So everything changes at that point. So we'll have to see how it goes. But that is it for the SmackDown Rundown. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Share the video with your friends. If you didn't like it, share it with an enemy. Share it with somebody. It doesn't matter who it is.
Click the links that you find in the description. Those go to all of our social media accounts in which you can contact us and give us any kind of feedback, what you thought about SmackDown, what you thought about the SmackDown Rundown, and ideas you have for fun videos you want to see on the second channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Yes, which the link is down there as well. We'll be having more of that go up. For those of you that have been looking for podcasts this week, SoundCloud is not being...
SoundCloud is being a bitch.
So... there probably won't be any podcasts this week, so pick it back up with episode 104. I apologize for that. But if you want to check out the rest of the videos that we've done this week, check out that playlist. All of our usual stuff, Raw Review, Midweek Wrap-Up, a big Midweek Wrap-Up. We have NXT TakeOver The End predictions in there as well.
Yeah.
This SmackDown Rundown. And
a little prediction sandwich.
Yeah. And then coming up, we have the Indie News, where it'll be fairly simple, but you can look forward to the results of our very first Attack Pro show.
Hey!
So, look forward to that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck Titus O'Neil.
Fuck Titus O'Neil.
Hell yeah! I'm getting drunk because this milk actually has booze in it. Watch the Cocktail Hour on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Do it.
Right here on YouTube.